And yeah, I think in terms of the welterweight title, it's, you know, it's two fitting guys. You know, I've been around for quite a while now. Des obviously as well. So I think we're both deserving of where we are and what's coming. And I think, yeah, it's just going to be a good scrap. I've just got to be the best I can be. So that's kind of where my mind's at, being the best I can be, because I know he's going to bring the best that he is. So as he always does. So he's always game. Look, I mean, it's basically 10 minutes of a life that, you know, we just got to put aside. I mean, I'm coming to do what I want to do, what I need to do, and what I think I need to do, and what I want to do, and he's going to do the same. So like, look, I mean, when we step on there, I know he's not going to hold anything back. So I'm taking that in as well. Like, I know Deslie, I've competed against him before, and I think if anything, it would be more disrespectful if we didn't give each other our all because we're friends.
I do not for 1 second think that like I should take anything easy with Chris, because yeah, and over the past year or two since they started the gym, and he's moved more into like a competitor instructor. You know, he's taken more responsibility in the sport, and he's participating in the growth of the sport. So yeah, I do respect him, a lot of love for him, but yeah, come fight time, it's no love lost.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in an absolutely stacked welterweight division, these two giants stand tall. Two veterans of the game, once training partners, now in opposition camps, but all the respect in the world. CS, please take us over for this wonderful title fight that we have on offer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the pinnacle of the super fight card. Brought to you by Smack Solutions. Two of the country's best and most informed athletes will battle it out for the vacant welterweight title. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, representing Creange BJJ. Please welcome Chris Steenkamp. His opponent, the man they call the Night King. From the blue corner and representing Henzo Gracie Cape Town, please welcome Deslie Faithfull. The referee in charge is Kirk Bloomer.
Well, our second title fight for the night, Chris Steenkamp versus Deslie Faithfull. As I said, you know, two absolute stalwarts of the game in an incredibly stacked welterweight division. But nobody can argue that these are the two that should be fighting for the title.
Absolutely. And again, we'll see a very high-paced technical fight, as we've seen the opening exchanges here with neckties, foot sweep. Des basically trying to regard there.
Incredible action, and you know, we're only 15 seconds into this matchup, but that's exactly what these two competitors promised this to be.
I think they need to push the pace, right? Because it is a submission-only fight. You know, guys need to be looking for subs, not looking to stall or be passive with certain things. You know, you got to go out there with intent. The intent is to force your will upon the opponent.
Well, there we go. We saw the patented Aidan Griffith throat post going on there. second time this evening that we've seen that.
Very controversial throat post. Some people have another name for it. I probably wouldn't say what it is on air, but
I think we're gonna have to bleep that out if you accidentally slip up. But back to the action here. Deslie utilizing those butterflies to get onto a 2-on-1 on that arm and inverting, searching for that leg. He's backside 50-50, starting to fall onto the front side, and now looking to attack. But wonderful work by Chris to get that knee line out, and now they find themselves in the exact same position as started.
That was phenomenal the way he got out of that. A couple of options that he had there, right? He had the heel, he has got a toe hold, you know, you can, if he was high enough, you could have transitioned to a knee bar. So Try arm drag here with the butterfly.
You know, Deslie once again aiming for that 2-on-1 connection on the arm in order to utilize it for an opening. He likes that seated guard position, shin on shin right now, but he's switching out from that seated guard into different positions.
So he's kind of playing a seated guard with a sort of a reverse De La Hiva.
It's a little Nicholas Marigali going on.
Yeah. Now he's got a Z guard with a butterfly, and there he goes again trying to enter the legs, controlling his hips, controlling his arms, kind of managing that distance until he's happy.
Shin on shin again. If he's going to make that effective, he's going to have to bring Chris over to the other side, but he just looks to sit back into that butterfly. You know, we've been paying a lot of attention to the work that Deslie's doing, but make no mistake about it, Chris has made sure that he addresses each of those situations. And sometimes the movement of Deslie into those different situations is forced by Chris having a solution for it.
100%, 100%. And we sometimes forget, right? The way they're neutralizing each other is obviously very knowledgeable technical skills that are being offered and displayed, which is why, you know, we're seeing all these transitions and, you know, the position's not sticking because clearly, you know, they understand what's going on. They use that to get on top, as you can see there. What does he have there? Oh, they're off the mat. Well done, Kirk.
Fortunately, both competitors finding themselves slightly off of the mat. Both the referee and the technical staff helping out there. I'm not entirely sure how they reset this position.
It's going to be interesting. I think set them up standing up.
May have to go back to a replay in order to see exactly the position that they found themselves in, unless competitors can come to an agreement there. I think that's exactly what
Kirk's going to do.
Trying to offer up, yeah.
For a replay.
Let's look at this replay that's underway right now.
He's attacking that arm, trying to put a Kimura on.
Just looking at that arm clamp. Kind of an arm crusher with the leg against the back of the neck, offering up that potential of the inverted triangle. But once again, a difficult position to
recreate. So they're going to start them standing up, I think. That's probably...
Excellent work there by Chris. You know, both competitors slapping hands and getting back to it. Letting that one go. Chris heavy on the head, and Deslie rolling out of it, making sure that he gets back into his preferred position. He's most definitely targeted this position.
Yeah.
Lots of exchanges in that seated L position, looking for reverse De La Hiva into a couple of inversions.
Yeah.
Shin on shin.
And we forget, right? As we said earlier, these guys were teammates before, so I'm sure there's a long history of them knowing what each other likes to do, what they do. So, you know, there's a big chess game going on at the moment. You know, one trying to get the better of the other one, but...
And one of the beauties of this game is that you learn as you go along, and then like what I mean is you learn as the match goes along. So you saw Chris trying to force a chest and chest half guard, but Deslie is now putting that high knee shield up, something that he wasn't doing earlier in the match, ensuring that he doesn't end up in that same chest and chest position. So it's just, this is absolute high level jiu-jitsu at its best.
It's adaptability as well, right? To be able to read those patterns and adapt to them. And he's obviously adapted quite well because there's no more attempts from Chris to basically get that chest-on-chest pressure. Ooh, nice little headbutt there.
A little bit of a head clash there, but both competitors understand you keep going until either the whistle goes or the referee tells you to stop. Instructions coming over from Chris's camp to pummel across those legs. Heavy on that necktie. Deslie looking at that throw by. Chris definitely trying to use some physicality here to probably initiate back into that, that front headlock position, but does a very good job in staying on the mat. I think we might need a reset here, and that's exactly what we're going to get.
Nice takedown attempt there.
We have just crossed the 5-minute mark, but this match has absolutely flown by. Just action-packed and everything that we could have asked for in a title match.
Yeah, I've been glued at the screen, just basically engrossed in the fight. Wasn't even looking at the time. But as they say, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. Hand tie up there on the one end with the kind of heavy collar tie, looking for some trips.
Foot sweeps.
Yeah, we haven't seen much judo this evening. No Tai Toshis, no Uchimaras.
No Uchimaras, not yet.
All competitors opting more for a wrestling heavy game and or obviously pulling guard.
Yeah, I think wrestling these days is key to jiu-jitsu, especially in the no-gi fight. You know, I think a lot of competitors pull it.
Fantastic sprawl there by Chris. Really difficult to tell this one apart, Mr. Gutu. If this was going to halfway point referee's decision, would it sit in the red or the blue corner? Oh.
Cook has a habit of falling, doesn't he?
Cook finding his way on the floor himself. But, you know, he's an utmost professional as well. He's back up there and brushes it off and just continues with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. To answer your question, Ty, at this stage, it's probably a draw for me, eh?
Okay.
It's probably a draw.
Bipartisanship there.
They're both attacking. They're both defending very well.
Fantastic attempt at a leg sweep there.
Yeah. So they're fighting for inside control. The key in jiu-jitsu always is the inside control. If you can win the inside, you know, that's kind of half the battle.
Another near fall off of the mat. This is an incredible match. We're going to have to find a canvas double the size for these two competitors.
But you've also got to take your hat off to Chris, right? Chris could have picked him up and he could have dumped him on the side there, but he didn't. He stopped.
Yeah.
Fantastic sportsmanship, and you know, great to see that, you know, aggressive camaraderie, but obviously the ability to also turn it off when you need to, right? Because there's no point winning by default because the guy's hurt or is injured or whatever it might be.
You make a very good point there.
Very good credit to Chris. I mean, he could have really pile drived him, you know, into the hard floor, but he didn't, and he was very considerate. So great to see.
Okay, folks, we find ourselves into the last 2 minutes of this matchup, and once again, it's been everything that it promised to be. We've got the front headlock here. Oh no, but a bit of an inversion there by Deslie. Also, once again, looking to revert to mean in that with those leg entries. Yeah,
so Deslie is clearly a bottom fighter. He's very comfortable of playing off his back. He loves that shin to shin, the little half guard with a butterfly. He now needs to obviously, you know, concentrate on capturing that arm on the other side, you know, to effect a sweep. But obviously Chris is very astute to it, and obviously I think understands his game and isn't putting his weight on the wrong side. So,
a little switch pass there.
Switch pass. Little switcheroo.
Yeah. Both competitors immensely athletic. Deslie knocking on the 40-year-old door, but you know, stating that he wants to take full advantage of the time that he has left in jiu-jitsu, has no intention of moving into the Masters division, wants to continue to compete at the highest level in the adult division, and wants to make a last foray into the international scene. Oh, Chris looking for a sneaky toe hold there.
Oh, well, full credit to him, eh? You know, I don't know what his training schedule is like, but definitely, you know, it's respectable. it's something I wouldn't definitely do. I can tell you that now. You know, fighting some of these youngsters these days, you know, especially if they've started early, it's a task. There's a reason why they have masters sections, and but obviously if you're training and you're training well and you're training hard, it makes sense for you to go into a master section. Great
effort by both competitors, and now we found our way to overtime. Probably a point at which they would have wanted to avoid, but there's unfortunately no avoiding it when you see top-class jiu-jitsu that we have witnessed in this fight.
Again, no one has opted for a spider.
Interestingly enough, in the on the WTA circuit, there's only been one competitor across all of the tournaments that opted for spider, and it is the man that decided on back tonight, Steenkamp.
Interesting.
He may have learned from that lesson. Unfortunately, he lost out in that match. He's looking to maintain the position first, not necessarily looking to threaten. But once again, that's forced by Deslie doing some fantastic work to get those hips down to the ground. He's got his shoulders.
He's out. He's lost the back.
Fantastic work by Deslie. What is that? 24 seconds?
24 seconds.
24 seconds. And once again, the advantage of going first, you know what you need to do. With a 24-second gap, my strategy would be to maintain a control position, maybe go to the double underhooks.
Yep, double unders.
And
you just hold him there.
Out and hold it.
25 seconds. It's 25 seconds to a belt.
There we go.
You can't wipe them down, can you? Oh, it's blood. Okay.
Yeah, for those at home, unlike the combat jiu-jitsu matchup, blood in a straight-up grappling match needs to be dealt with. When you're dishing out slaps, not so much. Okay, Referee Kirk understands what's on stake, so getting the blood off as soon as possible, and now the athlete's going for it, and Chris turning out with a absolutely fantastic showing. Those hips were facing on, and he gets the title for Criange. The corner absolutely ecstatic.
Ecstatic.
First belt for the gym.
Absolutely.
And you know, Deslie looking up at the big screen, not necessarily agreeing with the decision, but I think we've had some high-class refereeing tonight, and Mr. Big L walking up onto the stage to put the title around the winner tonight, Steenkamp. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen.
What a brilliant fight. Congrats to both athletes. Very technical and very entertaining.
Yeah, and then I would, you know, for people who are newcomers to jiu-jitsu, white belts, blue belts, I would tell you to go re-watch that match. You'll pick up some classic nuances there, and stuff that you can build upon your game. And so it was a great outing. Fantastic. Just a couple of replays here whilst we get set up.
This is that position when they fell off the mat, and there's a big debate as to where they start. A bit confusing. Maybe we can have something in the rule set for next time that if you do fall off the mat, stand up, start again.
There we go. So we're going to hand over to CS right now to speak to the victorious Steenkamp.
Chris, how does that feel, man? That was a war of attrition.
Yeah, look, credit to Des. He's an animal. I mean, for a guy that's 40, I don't think many guys that can push that. People are laughing, but Des a fucking animal, man. And like, you know, honestly, he pushed me to a new level, whether I won or not tonight. Like, so credit to him and the guys at Henzo's. They're amazing competitors, and they keep pushing the level up. So credit to you guys, bro.
Chris, how does it feel? I mean, you're one of the stalwarts of the sport. You put your heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears, all the cliches. How does it feel to finally have the welterweight belt over your shoulder?
Yeah, look, it's a surreal feeling. I mean, we work at the gym really hard. You know, I'm up at 4:30 every morning, and I go and work a day job, and then I train at night, and then I come home, and credit to my girlfriend as well. She puts up with, you know, early mornings and late nights. Credit to my teammates as well. But yeah, it's really amazing, to be honest.
I've got to ask you, now that you're top of the pile, what's next? Because, you know, you're the top dog at the moment.
Where's Al and Justin? Justin, who's at 77 with the gi on? Let's do it at a gi with 77 on. I want the next person with the gi at 77.
Chris, congratulations. Absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, your new champion of the welterweight division.